we go. This is part 2 of the fun. We are on page, open up your books to page 101. Okay, we've been talking about ratios. The first whatever went on top, and then the next one goes on the bottom, and we reduced. The directions said to use the word to. Then we talked about unit rate. Unit rate, it's basically, they're just going to give you something like this, and you're going to need to know what they mean. They want to know how many points in one game, or how much for 1 hour. Key word there, or number, is 1. Okay? All right. And let's see. Oh, now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Number 9. Okay. Number 9. This is totally different. Keyword there. Ooh, convert. Keyword is convert. As soon as you see that, know what you're going to be doing. It says convert the given rate to an equivalent rate. So, it is 5 cents per day. So how many days?
For 1.
1. If it's per day, that means 1 day. So 5 cents per day, $2 per year. Okay, so what are we changing our cents to, Michaela? Yeah, we're changing cents to dollars. And we're changing day to what, Emily? That's good job. We're going from cents to dollars and day to year. So our end product is going to be dollars per year. Okay, we have to set it up. Gabby, how is it going to look? It's going to look like a fraction. We call it a ratio. Ratio. Okay, so what goes on top, Taylor?
5 cents.
Very good, Taylor. 5 cents. What goes on the bottom, Cecilia? 1 what? No. 5 cents per day. 1 day. Good job, Cecilia. And it's 1 day because right here it says 5 cents per day. So for 1 day. Now, I have my little multiplication dot. And I'm changing the cents to dollars. So, does the cents go on bottom or on top for when we're converting?
Bottom.
That's right. The cents are going to go on the bottom. And what goes on top, Whit? If we're changing cents to...
It would be dollars?
Yeah. Dollars are going to go on top. Because we're changing cents, to dollars. Cents needs to be, when you're converting, diagonal so that we can cross it out. So, Aiden, what do I put as numbers? 1 cent or $1? $1 equals how many cents? 100 cents. Very good, Aiden. So since Whit has the cents diagonal, they cancel out. So we're left with the dollar, and that's where we need to be. But now we've got to go from day to year. So, Michaela, we got to get rid of this day and turn it to year. So where do I put the other day, on top or bottom?
On top.
Why, Michaela?
Because it has to be diagonal.
Very good, Michaela. So then what goes on the bottom, Emily?
Year.
Very good, Emily. Okay, so Gabby, what numbers do I put here?
You put 1 for days.
1 day equals how many years?
Wait, 1 year.
1 year.
That's 365 days.
There you go. So that I'm glad Gabby did that because one of y'all's biggest issues is, all right, which one is the one? Which one is the bigger number? Do I put 1 here? Do I put 1 here? So if you put a 1 here, ask yourself, does that make sense? 1 day equals how many years? Oh yeah, that sounds weird, so I'm not going to do that. Whit?
Why wouldn't you put the dollars on the bottom?
Because are we canceling?
Or for that one, like big or for the
I mean the 1?
like why wouldn't on the one all the way to the right? That one, why wouldn't you put dollars on the bottom? Because then you can cancel out.
I don't want to cancel out dollars.
Oh, I see. Because you're trying to get.
I'm trying to get to dollars, so I'm good here. I don't need to cancel. That's a good question. We don't want to. We want to stop here because, and if you want, highlight or circle. Okay, I'm done. I don't need to do any more converting here. I got to my dollars. So here, day and day cancels, and I got my year. All right, so I got my year and I got to my dollars. Now all I do is multiply across. And to save on time, 5 times 365 times 1. Remember 5 times 1 times 365. 1,825. And 1 times 100 times 1 is 100. Now, do we leave it like that? No. We divide. And if you divide correctly, and to save on time, I'm going to tell you, you get $18.25 per year. Make sure you write your labels correctly.
That's a lot of money.
Really.
And someone said,
$18.25 a year.
when that one person on Facebook does a thing, would you rather take $1 million or
All right, Taylor.
$100 every week, year?
All right. Shh. Okay. Very good.
I can't talk.
Are there any questions? Any questions? Make sure your notes on these conversions are good and neat so that when you get to those in your homework and it's ugly, you can refer back. All right, 11. Oh, good. Another converting. We have 55 miles per hour to, and we're converting it to feet per second. Okay, so we're at 55 miles per 1 hour, and we're changing it to feet per second. So, Taylor, we're changing miles to what?
Feet.
Very good, Taylor. And we're changing hours to what, Cecilia?
Second.
Very good, Cecilia. Aiden, how do I set up my first fraction?
That would be 55 miles. Over 1 hour.
Very good, Aiden. 55 miles goes on top, and that's 1 hour because it's per hour goes on the bottom. Do y'all have any questions so far? Wake up, Michaela. You need your coffee. All right, times. Okay, Whit. We're going to get rid of miles first. And by the way, you could get rid of hours first, but I always start at the top. So, Whit, I want to get rid of miles. So, do I put miles on the bottom or the top? So I can cancel out. Very good. What do I put on the top?
Feet.
Yes, sir. Good job. Okay, so I got miles going diagonal so I can cancel out and feet at the top. So let's see. Michaela, do you know, do I do 1 foot equals a bunch of miles, or does 1 mile equal a bunch of feet?
1 mile equal a bunch of feet.
1 mile, she's correct. 1 mile equals a bunch of feet. Emily, do you know how many feet are in a mile? It's okay if you don't.
2,000
No,
or something.
no. I mean,
400 something.
Gabby? Taylor?
5,280, is that right?
yes.
I only know because
Did I
Wit
just
said it
get the
yesterday.
first 2 numbers switched?
I don't know. But I always forget that.
I
Like,
only knew it because Wit said it yesterday.
well, I mean, truly, that's why I do these, especially because you have it in your notes and you can refer back to it. I always forget that. Okay, so since miles is diagonal, I can cancel them out. And oh, look, I'm at my feet. Good job, Mrs. Rogers.
Good job.
Now
Miss
we
Josh.
can stop with the feet. Now we got to change our hours to seconds. So let's see. Cecilia, where do I put the other hour, on top or bottom? So I put the hour down here.
No top.
Do I put it up here? Why? Because it goes diagonal, so I can cancel. Very good. So down here, I'm going to put seconds. Very good. Now, do I, Aiden, say 1 second for a bunch of hours, or 1 hour for a bunch of seconds?
1 hour for a bunch of
1 hour, so my 1 goes up there. Whit, do you happen to know how many seconds are in an hour?
3,600.
Yeah, man. All right, so Sue is correct. I can now cancel my hours, and I've got my seconds, my last one. Very good. Now we multiply across. 55 times 5,280 times 1 gives me 290,400 over 3,600. Does anyone not know where we're getting this? And yes, remember I said y'all can use calculators. Now we divide. We get, you can say 80.6 repeating feet per second, but that's kind of dumb. So I would do 81 feet per second because no one talks like that. I'm going 80.6 repeating feet per second. No one does that. You round. I'm going about 81 feet per second.
I mean, who talks in saying they're going feet per second?
Well, I mean, true.
Guns do. Or well, that's how.
No.
All right,
If
all
we
right.
were to say that, we would probably say more 5 feet per second.
Okay. Shh. Any questions about this converting? All right. Slow and steady when you're doing these to make sure that you know what goes on top and bottom, what is the 1, etc. Okay? Any questions? All right. Look at number 13. It says solve. So when it says solve, you're looking for what the variable is. So we're solving for x here. But what is this called when you have 2 fractions with an equal sign between them? Gabby? This is a proportion. When we have 2 fractions with an equal sign, it's a proportion. And Michaela, how do I solve for a proportion? How do I solve for x using cross multiplying? Very good. And Emily, do I go up or down with my arrows?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you go up?
Do I do my arrows going up? Do I multiply going up, or do I multiply going down?
Up.
Very good. We go up. x times 5 is 5x on this side. 4 times 70 is 280 on this side. I write it on the side that we did the work. If 5x is on this side of that equal sign, then it better be over here. And then 280 goes here. Cecilia, what do I do now? Which means, how do I solve for x?
Divide 5.
Dividing both sides by 5. And I get x equals 56. Sit back, look at it, see if you have questions. Anyone? Everyone have it? All right, let's do 2 more. 19. Turn the page. 19. Okay, this again says solve. Oh boy, so we're solving for the variable. So we have 5 over 2w equals 45 over 36. Okay, it's 2 fractions with an equal sign. So Taylor, how do I solve?
You can either cross multiply it or Richard alerts, but I'm doing cross multiplication.
We're going to cross multiply. Guys, this is 2w times 45. 2w times 45 is what? Raise your hand when you go. Oh, Aiden.
Is it 90W?
That's right. It's 90w. Don't freak out because there's a letter in there. 2w times 45 is 90w. And then 36 times 5 is what, Whit?
180.
Yep. So then I have 180 equals 90w. And we all know what to do here. We divide both sides by 90 because the 90 is being multiplied with the w. 180 divided by 90 is 2. Any questions? One more. And then I'll set you free. I'll wait till everyone has it down.
Oh, I forgot we could use calculators.
All right, y'all ready? Look at 25. 7 over 4q plus 1 equals 14 over 7 minus 2q. These are still 2 proportions. I have 2 fractions with an equal sign. So we are still cross multiplying. But this is written as 14 times 4q plus 1. 14 times 4q plus 1. And this is 7 times 7 minus 2q. So we're basically going to be doing, that's right, distributive property. And I promise, I'm going to rewrite it down here. I promise I have kids all the time mess this up on quizzes and tests. Think about what you're doing. It's 14 times this whole thing down here, so put it in parentheses and do distributive property. Before I move on, does anyone have any questions about what we're doing here? Don't let that freak you out. Emily, do you have any questions? Taylor, do you have any questions? All right, good. 7 times 7 is? Very good. 7 times negative 2q is?
14.
Negative 14q equals 14 times 14q.
56q.
And 14 times 1 is 14. Emily, what do I do?
Get rid of the 49.
You want to move the 49? So how do I move it? There you go. There's no sign here, so we assume it's positive, so we're going to subtract 49 on both sides. I have negative 14q equals 56q. Emily, what is 14 and negative 49?
Let's see. 35.
Positive or negative? That's right. Negative 35. This is a positive and a negative. The signs are different. We subtract and take the sign of the larger. All right, now what do I do, Cecilia? I'm adding 35 to 14q. But here's my equal sign.
Subtract 56.
Okay, it'd be better to subtract 56q on both sides, because then we'd have nothing over here. All right, and negative 14q and negative 56q is what, Aiden?
Negative 70Q.
Mm-hmm. Gabby, what do I do?
We divide both sides by -7.
Because we're isolating the variable, and a negative divided by negative is what, Taylor?
Positive.
And negative 35 divided by negative 70. Anyone can tell me? Raise your hand. Taylor?
0.5.
0.5. Positive 0. Or Q can equal positive half. Either one. Any questions? None? All right, here we go. You're going to do page 101 to 103. Numbers. Hold on. Two through 26 even, that's 13 problems. And 44 46 and 48. I'm feeling generous. Y'all can do this. It's due Wednesday. By the way, that's 15 problems. You have a quiz still scheduled for Friday. I also assigned IXL, and it's due Monday.
So no honors?
Nope, not today. I mean, I can give you some. That's what I thought. All right.
Should I use this pencil?